Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in, starting your week off with us. We're happy that you invited us to into your home, your car, your office, or wherever, when whatever device you're listening to the show, on which you're listening to the show or watching it, coast to coast and globally. Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest today in this first hour, and Brian Aliciano is the guest in the second hour. Dr. Ingram is always... He comes with a message. No pun, but he's sort of like The Message Man, the movie. Yeah, The Message Man is a pretty violent movie, but Dr. Ingram is a message man for sure. Always has a message. We'll see what's on his mind. He doesn't let too much grass grow under his feet. He's out there searching, probing, asking questions, instigating. Yeah, that's who he is, and it's all good because he's trying to figure out ways in which people can take charge of their health using the gifts from the plants, the herbs, the spices, and to put that together in a form that you can have access to it. Now, not everybody has their own Chinese medicine physician sort of hanging around the house. And they're hard to find, by the way, a well-trained one. Now, we have herbalists that come on to this show who have done some of their training in China. I can think of one, Roy, for example, Roy Upton, and others. And they've spent, decades trying to, because there's a lot of chemistry involved. And people think herbs and spices, these are just sort of benign elements of nature. They're not benign. They're very powerful. It is chemistry. And how you put these compounds together when you're formulating is very, very important. And of course, they can stand in isolation or freestanding on their own, and many are treated that way. Think of oil of oregano being one of those compounds. And Dr. Ingram has helped put oil of oregano on the map, at least for sure in this country. And he's taken a cultural, not to represent him. I'm not his agent, and I'm not his marketing person, and I'm not, but the way I see it, he seems to have a cultural perspective, approach. What I mean, a multicultural approach, because he's tried to inform himself about these compounds, these herbs and these spices, oil of oregano and others, black seed oil. The list is long. By going to other places, going to countries of origin, Middle East, right? For example, Turkey, all throughout, and that's interesting. Not many would make that effort. And speaking with the indigenous people in these places where he visits, he's told these stories, and he tells them on the air here with us. That's going the extra mile to try to understand what exactly and how exactly these compounds have been used in these cultures for thousands of years from the plants. What's interesting about our culture, we don't have a food culture that is similar to the ones in the Middle East, in Europe. Our food culture it's a food culture, but it's not one with a lot of rules and ideas about what to eat, what not to eat. We're instructed on what to eat, what not to eat by trends, and by science. When you look at some of these countries that have, and cultures have been around for thousands of years, they figured out what to eat, what not to eat, what plants, to embrace, what plants to avoid. by trial and error. And then through oral history, and then once people could record and write, all this information gets passed down. And I use the example, for example, in France. They eat pastries, they drink wine, their diet is high in fat. I go on and on. They do eat meat, not a lot. They have less heart disease than we do. Why is that? Right? Because there's certain guidelines, certain principles that they follow, rules. It's part of their food culture. So they're informed not just by trends and waves of, dietary trends or science. This is historical, and in their approach, it takes a long time to figure all those things out. We don't have that in this country. Consequently, you got 68%, probably 70 now, of the people in this country are overweight or obese. 25% of youngsters are overweight or obese. 17% are obese. It's unprecedented in human history. And it's the food. So we're only a few hundred years old. But you think we would at least learn from these other cultures and then incorporate into ours that which we've learned from these other, and that's what we try to do on the show. That's why I pay something. In case you were wondering, why does he pay so much attention to what they're doing in other countries? Because we can learn from their food culture. They've had thousands of years to develop. Why reinvent the wheel? Turn to those places on the earth where people live a long time and look and see what they're eating. This isn't hard. I mean, you could have the IQ of a chimpanzee to figure that out. And so having guests such as Dr. Ingerman, who can bring that to the conversation, is what I'm looking for all the time. And the aforementioned Dr. Ingram. Dr. Ingram, good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to have you on.
Yeah, great to be there. How you doing?
I'm good. Where are you today? You in Chicago? Where are you?
Just same, hunkered down, same. Just published an article or two, sort of alluding to what you were talking about, or at least covering that, which is it's interesting that something as seemingly innocuous as spice extracts could be challenged by poor quality or inferior approaches, but that's the case.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you getting at?
I'm talking about oil of oregano.
Okay.
See, oil of oregano should be oil of oregano, should be oil of oregano, and maybe
why isn't it? Why isn't it? What are they doing?
What's being done is to add synthetic carvacrol to increase artificially one of the big active ingredients in order to try to get a market edge and bamboozle the public. And it seems to be working in some circles that people are being fooled.
So they're trying to. Carvacol is a naturally occurring compound in oil of oregano, and what you're saying is some companies are making it in a lab to jack up the carvacol to then use that in marketing?
Right. That's one of the things that we're discovering that's quite common. It's penetrated both Canadian and American shelves. It's being sold by lower level marketers in order to get an edge. Lower level companies and even some higher level companies. Some big daddies are doing similar.
Okay.
Options.
When we come back, I'm going to ask Dr. Ingram to describe and explain carvacol, why that compound is so important, and it's in oil of oregano. Dr. Cass Ingram, coast to coast and globally on LTN Today.
boosting nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649. Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated, globally streamed health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. Military personnel and first responders get an additional 10% off on already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. Then get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-542-5750. That's 813-542-5750. Vitamin Discount Center. For life,
50 wins
or less.
Gen Z.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult? Try PGX from Natural Factors. This revolutionary product is clinically shown to help people achieve their ideal body weight in a safe, natural way. PGX helps you feel full for hours, dramatically reduces the glycemic index of any food or meal, and ultimately causes the release of the compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. 1, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and 2, improving the action of the hormone insulin. As medical doctor Mark Hyman said in his best-selling book Eat Fat, Get Thin, if you choose to use only one supplement, PGX is the most important. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, you need the tremendous support of PGX from Natural Factors. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, visit pgx.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show. Starting off the week with you. Thanks so much for tuning us in. Gary's here. Katie is behind the glass. Dr. Ingram's on the line, and you're there. It makes for a nice combination to create interaction. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and didn't commit too much nutritional sin so that you can't find redemption. Dr. Ingram was talking about oil of oregano, and he was saying that right now there are some companies that are making synthetic carvacrol and adding it to the product. Now, carvacrol is an active ingredient. It's naturally found in oil in oregano. So, and why they're doing that is, I just hypothesize that they're trying to jack that compound up and then use that, in marketing, and Dr. Ingham is upset about that. He doesn't like the idea. Dr. Ingham, welcome back. So they're making carvacrol in the lab and then adding it to the oil of oregano. Is that what they're doing?
Unscrupulous manufacturers, where the dollar is the god, have decided that they wanted to make it look better or have some kind of competitive edge. So they are procuring synthetic carvacrol, which is made by a number of industrialists in China, and or they're getting it paid possibly from Sigma Aldrich here in the States, and they're actually adding it to the natural oil of oregano, because you see, there's an easy way for the consumer to determine this. After spending 30 years in the oil of oregano realm and multiple visits to the Mediterranean, multiple visits with professors and village chiefs and businessmen in overseas who produce the oil of oregano. And since we have access to all the mountain villages, the best that we can do is get somewhere between 73% to 80, 81, 82 on occasion percentage carvacrol, and depending on when you pick it, depending on the area, it's just the way it is. Now there are a couple, so we could get a baseline for what carvacrol should be naturally. There are a few pockets we found where at the right time of the year, about 10,000 feet above sea level or so, there are pockets where the carvacrol reaches about 84, 85%. Not a lot. So it can rarely get up to 85%, but 95% of all the harvest runs 73 to 81%. So now, to get the market advantage, you'll see somebody say, we have 94% carvacrol, 93, 91, 90, 89, 87, 80, 88. You see? Now we reach the threshold, 86. Above nature. That means that the oil has been manipulated. Now there are three methods to falsify oregano oil. The first is, I mentioned, very simple. You just add the carvacrol synthetically. The second is double and triple distillation. Now think about that. Or just boiling the oil. So what you're doing is you're boiling off the volatile terpenes, carvacrol not being not as volatile. So the terpenes are driven off, and that means that when you do a gas chromatography, the percentage of carvacrol artificially rises. You see? Mm-hmm. It's concentrated. The third way, which seems to be the most common right now, is cloning. You clone and select out the high carvacrol plants. You then, in a greenhouse and so on, you then also inject the stalk of the plant with Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Genetically engineered Pseudomonas aeruginosa is the typical one used.
What is that, a bacterium?
Yeah, it's a bacterium, and you inject that because oregano doesn't like Pseudomonas. And when you do that, it makes more carvacrol to fight back.
Oh, so you're stimulating the immune system of the plant.
Yeah. Yeah, and then now you have these high carvacrol cultivars. You then plant them and on dirt, and then you have to combine, you have to use diesel fuel, you have to use fertilizer, and in some cases you're using Roundup. And then, so all of that sustainability that you had when you had just the villagers, 270 village communities, picking it, gaining their income, their life, picking it, you rob all that down to 500 feet above sea level instead of the mountain villages. You grow it in Greece and Turkey, and also in California, by the way.
Right.
Also in Canada. And you rob that whole ecological sustainability, give back to nature, give back to the village communities. so you can make it an industrial product.
So if you came to me and say, listen, I came to you and I said, I would like you to take me to to a village somewhere in the Mediterranean or someplace on this planet where I could do an ethnographic study of the village and their relationship to herbs and plants and oil, or oregano and so on. What village would you take me to?
It'd be hard to say because there are good ones in Italy, some in Greece.
All right, let's start with Italy. Where would you take me to Italy?
I'd go to Accioli on that one. I would really try to confirm if rosemary is what's causing those
any place in the Middle East.
And I would go to Isparta, the mountain villages of Isparta in Turkey.
Okay, well, Gary, get that triptych ready. Call the booking agent.
It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hapinol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregano.com.
1250 WHNZ. Online at WHNZ.com. On your phone with the iHeartRadio app. And on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos. An iHeartRadio station.
Hey friends, this is Frank Cotto, the host of the Business Happy Hour. Myself, Ryan Pelkey, and Doug Ford will be live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. We are the #1 show for business and entrepreneurship in Tampa, so tune in every Wednesday on 1250 live at 11 a.m.
News on 1250 WHNZ.
The first Democratic presidential debate is on Wednesday, but already candidates are in Florida campaigning. Beto O'Rourke is in Tampa this morning, while Jay Inslee will be talking climate change in the Everglades. Political scientist Dr. Sean Foreman doesn't have a problem with the crowded field.
Right now, it's good to see many candidates and for party faithful to determine which direction they want to go.
An Okaloosa County man's facing charges for leading deputies on a high-speed chase. It started after Arias Marquez of Niceville refused to pull over. He eventually ditched the car, ran into a house, but was caught when he jumped out of a second-story window. Pride Weekend in St. Petersburg is growing in popularity. Organizers say the 17th annual event had a bigger crowd than last year when it drew more than 200,000 people. With Florida's News, I'm Chris Trankman.
Traffic getting back up to speed on southbound I-75 anywhere between Fletcher Avenue to just past Fowler Avenue. Earlier, a disabled truck has been moved off to the right-hand side. Still seeing delays on northbound 275 just off the Howard Franklin Bridge into the West Shore area. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm, Abrahamson Gurlick Hillsboro. Traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. Download the Credit Karma app now. Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
Pros know doing it right means having what you need for any job on hand, so you're spending more time on the job site than away from it. Lowe's does it right by stocking job lot quantities of treated lumber, fencing, and decking, and at the right prices. Get volume savings on your next job at the Pro Desk, and save time by ordering at lowesforpros.com. Have your order delivered or pick up in store. Our dedicated pro loaders will load you up and get you back to the job site where you belong. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. See Pro Desk for details, U.S. only.
At CarMax, when we say we buy all the cars, we mean it. Over the last 20 years, we've purchased millions of cars from coast to coast. In the last year alone, we bought a mountain of Mercurys, an armada of Nissans, a ton of Titans, an ocean of Pacificas, and a sea of Siennas. Not to mention a few Hellcats and a couple of Tornadoes. So no matter what you're selling, CarMax is buying. and we'll buy your car even if you don't buy ours. CarMax. We buy all the cars.
From the 1250 WHNZ Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay forecast, another scorcher today, mostly sunny with a 10% rain chance, high 93. Tonight, partly cloudy and muggy, low 79. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds with a 20% chance of showers, even hotter with a high 94. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pros do it right to save 5% more on eligible purchases every day just by using your Lowe's Business Credit account. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Subject to credit approval, cannot be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.
Hi, it's Schmidt. I've joined with Robert Harwood of the Harwood Financial Group to bring you a different type of financial radio program. There's a lot of noise out there, but we cut through the clutter and bring you important information so you can navigate the tumultuous financial markets. Robert brings you relevant and timely information that your stockbroker might not be sharing with you. Fun, entertaining, relevant, and unpredictable. After all, it's me, Schmidt. Win at retirement, right after the Schmidt Show, Monday through Friday, 6:06 p.m. on 1250 WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. North American Herb and Spice, wellness for life. Natural Factors, where great health begins. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Again, thank you for starting the week off with us. We're off to a good start with Dr. Cass Ingram. He's been talking about oil of oregano, and some companies are, it turns out that one of the chemical compounds in oregano is carvacrol. There are other compounds that you'll find when you look at the chemical components of oregano. There's monoterpenoids, monoterpenes, and so on. Carvacrol is an interesting, it's one of the most active ingredients of the plant. And it confers great benefit to the plant, protects the plant, but it also confers great benefit to us. And Dr. Ingram has mentioned carvacrol many times over the years in talking about the oil of oregano from North American Herb and Spice. They do not add synthetic carvacrol to their product. Never have, never will. I guess my question is this, Dr. Ingram. When you add this synthetic carvacrol to a naturally occurring compound like oil, the extract oil of oregano, what happens? Does it corrupt? Does it do harm? Is it corrupted?
Yes, it actually causes oxidation of the rest of the natural oil.
Why? Why does it do that?
How's that? Because it's a synthetic derivative. It's not geared to be with the natural profile, and so you get some interaction with the terpenes, interaction with carvacrol itself. The other issue you're dealing with that's sort of, we did the study at Georgetown University, and we found that synthetic carvacrol had toxicity that the natural did not. When the mice were treated with synthetic carvacrol, they became sick. Their immune systems were bothered. Whereas those with the just the regular natural wild oregano oil, which is high, 75% carvacrol, had a robust health post-study. It has a toxicity. The synthetic does.
Right.
And even if you isolate it, you isolate the natural, you isolate it just to 99% carvacrol, and you give that, it's more harsh than just the whole natural complex. And then when you double and triple distill it or boil it, you really mess up the whole profile.
If someone were to take, certainly people take oil of oregano for particular health conditions which you have sketched and outlined many times before. If someone wanted to take oil of oregano on a day-to-day basis for prophylactic purposes, for prevention, just generally to keep things, in balance in their body with respect to microbes and the immune system, what would that protocol look like? What would it be on a day-to-day?
Well, I would hope they would, because if oil of wild oregano, the real stuff is anti-allergic, so you're not going to get allergic shock from peanuts or something you're sensitive to. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have hay fever. It's anti-carcinogenic, so maybe it could prevent the cancer. If anti-diabetic, cardioprotective. It's protective to the gut, food poisoning, and more. It's hepatoprotective.
Your liver.
So concerned about damaging the liver. It's renal and hepatoprotective to take it on a daily basis. It's neuroprotective, so we don't get Alzheimer's as easily. So I mean, if it were me, I would say oreganol gel cap. I'm not making claims to the company, but I do take it every day, or maybe the drops. 5 drops twice a day is reasonable. I like the Oregabiotic. They have a slow release form of wild oregano with cumin, sage, and I think bay leaf, all edible spices, and I just pop 2 or 3 of those. I don't get any of the. Sometimes people get the burp up.
Do you take it with food, or do you take?
I take it on an empty stomach.
You take it on an empty stomach.
With food on an empty stomach. So, but for most people, it's going to be the oil of wild oregano, the probably the whole crude herb, the Oregamax. These are daily use, and maybe even the aromatic water we've talked about before. The juice.
And what's that called?
Juice of oreganol juice, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
But for most people, they could buy the gel caps, which have 6 drops each, or the drops. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know, what am I taking, or what kind I take, and I bought this, and I know. Is this one any? It's always the same. Is this one any good? I mean, is that the best? You have to ask me if it's any good. Why don't you talk to the company and say, well, how are you making the claim for 90% carbachol or 88%? How are you doing that? Mm-hmm. I mean, we should put some pressure on this sort of unethical, or however you want to say.
Well, it is certainly questionable conduct.
Yeah,
it's certainly questionable. I mean, why, if they're they certainly got to know the science. They have to know.
They don't know the science. It's all my work. So they wanted to copy it because there's money in it, or there's no patent, there's no way to protect the idea. So they just jump into it. Oh, oregano oil is selling really good. Oh, we got to put it on the market. And they don't even think about, well, we've got to make sure that it's natural, non-toxic, truly wild, natural. They don't even care if it's wild. So therefore, the cloning and farm raising, and you clone it to have 87% carbachol. So watch out for anybody saying, we have 2% more.
Okay. Well, I have other questions about that daily protocol, but we have a caller out of Illinois. Lisa, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on.
Hi, Dr. Garko. I'm telling you the result from the macular degeneration.
Yes, you called me a week or 2 ago, and you were diagnosed with macular degeneration in both eyes. One eye is dry, the other one's wet, if I recall.
I have a good news. I have a drusen, and plus on the eye that it was wet, it's inflamed vein on the bottom of the eye.
So it's not macular degeneration.
If that's the case, you should actually get the oreganol oil. You get the oil of wild oregano.
And what does she do with that?
Take it under the tongue.
So let me make sure I understand what you're telling me. Are you saying, Lisa, that in the one eye, there's a vein that's inflamed and it's not macular degeneration? Is that what they told you?
Yes, that's what they told me.
Okay, what about the other eye?
In there,
I have a dry macular degeneration.
Well, look, you probably are deficient in vitamin A. So get yourself some. You're in Illinois. Get some Polar Power fatty salmon oil. Take 4 capsules twice a day. Get some wild oregano oil. Take 5 drops under the tongue twice a day, and call me back. You're going to be better.
So Dr. Ingram is saying that vitamin A would be appropriate to include in your day-to-day.
The eyes. My God.
For your eyes. And when we come back, I'll repeat those products. Don't hang up, Lisa. We'll be back with Dr. Ingram and Lisa.
Feel tired, lethargic?
Solus.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take solus.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The science of psychology tells us there is a connection between looking more attractive and having more self-confidence. One way to look more attractive is to have healthy-looking hair. Ridgecrest Herbal's award-winning Hair Revive can support healthy, attractive hair. Hair Revive is formulated with a stress-fighting complex, hair growth ingredients, a hormone balancing complex, and Chinese herbs. Taken together, the ingredients in Hair Revive promote hair growth, encourage healthier, thicker-looking hair, and support recovery from damaging hairstyling techniques, harsh chemicals, and daily stress. So start looking more attractive with healthier, thicker, and shinier hair with Ridgecrest Herbal's Hair Revive. Visit rcherbals.com for more information or call 1-800-242-4649 and mention this ad. That's 1-800-242-4649.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oregano P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oregano.com.
Did you know that you have 3 brains? Yes, you heard right. Exciting new research reveals you have 3 brains: your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. These 3 brains are like an orchestra with billions of neurons working together to create a harmonic symphony. This intricate relationship between these 3 brains impacts your mental, emotional, and physical health. The 3 Brain Supplements from Natural Factors is a bold new innovation in mental health. It provides a whole-body approach to balance brain health and well-being. Start with the 3 Brains Total Kit, which includes 5 supplements that are essential for 3 brain health. The kit provides foundational support for all 3 of your brains. Then, depending on your unique needs, choose from Higher Thoughts to enhance brain performance, Mental Sunshine for healthy mood balance, Serene Mind to relieve stress-related fatigue, or The Best Sleep for restful sleep. Learn more at 3brainshealth.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated, globally streamed health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. Military personnel and first responders get an additional 10% off on already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. Then get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-542-5750. That's 813-542-5750. Vitamin Discount Center. For life or less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Ridgecrest Herbals, take your health to a higher elevation. Ancient Nutrition, nutrition for a modern world. Reviva Labs, the natural skincare authority. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Cass Ingram is the guest in this first portion of the show today. And Lisa, who lives in Illinois, she had called a week or two ago and was a little bit despondent. At that time, she believed that she had been diagnosed with macular degeneration in both eyes. One eye was wet, one eye was dry, the dry form. Now has learned that, at least in the one eye, it was an inflamed vein, so it wasn't that's good. But in the other eye, she does have macular degeneration. Lisa, welcome back. You heard Dr. Ingram make some recommendations, and then I'm going to bring him back in again. What I can tell you is this. Based on some of the research, there's a lot of research on eye health and macular degeneration, a ton of it. Now, there were two studies done, one called AREDS, that's the acronym, and then AREDS 2. In that AREDS 2 study, they found that there were certain compounds that seemed to help with macular degeneration. Vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, copper as cupric oxide, and then lutein and zeaxanthin. Those compounds, vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, copper, lutein, zeaxanthin, they put them in a combination in a formulation called AREDS 2. Now, you can take these compounds individually as well. I know that, for example, North American makes a wonderful vitamin C. They make Polar Power, which would have vitamin A in it. Let me bring Dr. Ingram back in. Dr. Ingram, you heard me mention those compounds.
Yeah. They're all good, but the big thing, of course, with that is some kind of infection is probably irritating those veins.
Yes.
So there could be some real drama, where you take the oil under the tongue, maybe sip on the juice, and hey, I feel better. My vision's better. Another interesting component is rosemary. Rosemary is a potent fat-soluble antioxidant. So there's also the essence or juice of rosemary, which would block the oxidative damage that's occurring in the macula. There's this solar rays and toxicity are doing that.
Rosemary, does it? What is a compound in rosemary that really?
Rosmarinic acid and uracinic acid. Yeah.
They also found, Dr. Ingram and Lisa, that the omega-3 fatty acids contribute to eye health as well.
They do, but they're going to contribute more if they're with natural vitamin A. You need vitamin A for visual purple. That's the big pigment that gets wiped out from the sun and from computer blue screen and such.
I take a vitamin A palmitate. I take a vitamin.
Yeah, Paul, you're taking coal tar.
What should she take?
She should take Polar Power from the natural salmon head.
So vitamin A palmitate, you said, is what, Doctor?
Petrochemical. Petrochemical and coal tar.
It's petrochemically derived.
Yeah, of course. It has a toxicity because it's a chemical. And remember, we were talking about all this synthetic. Get this dose, and ours is 5,000, ours is 10,000, and they're all being made in China. Yeah.
What about cod liver oil? I'm taking
that. If it was a true cod liver oil that did not have vitamin A palmitate, but almost all of them, they add back the vitamin A palmitate. That's why I said Polar Power. Polar Power, nobody adds anything. It's just the natural vitamin A from the head of the salmon. That's what the grizzly eats. He's got to have pretty good vision to hang in there in Alaska.
So that Polar Power, Lisa, is a product from North American Urban Spice, and it's derived.
It's natural. There's no chemicals. There's no synthetic vitamin A in there. It's just what's the natural amount extracted from the head of the sockeye salmon.
Did your doctor tell you that the inflamed vein was due to an infection?
No.
He didn't tell me that.
He did not tell you that.
It's got to be. You probably have too much fungus. Do you like sugar?
No. I suspected that there was fungus. I suspect.
Why did you suspect the fungus?
Because here is raining every day.
Oh, yeah. Where are you at? Florida?
Illinois. She's in Illinois.
Oh, in Illinois? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's terrible raining here. Yeah.
So Dr. Ingram's up in your neck of the woods, Lisa. So at the end of the day, now you have to try to make sense with what everything Dr. Ingram said.
She's in Illinois with that damp, and the mold counts are extremely high there right now.
Yes.
So you might consider the different oregano products from North America. Dr. Ingram mentioned.
There's no question. Everything would be better in a week. What am I going to say?
The oil of oregano, the Oreganol P73, which is oil of oregano, you can put the drops under your tongue, or you can
even rub it on the cheek and let it fumigate the area.
Okay. You can also take to get the oil of oregano. You can do the oreganol gel caps. You don't have to put it under the tongue. You can take the gel caps. You can do it that way. Another way to do it is the oreganol juice. And you can do it. You can get the oregano that way. There's yet one more. You can take Oregabiotic, a couple of capsules of that a day, or you can do the Oregamax. There's different options here. You have to decide which delivery system.
Yeah, it'd be the oil probably the best, because then you could also rub it on the face, and I guess that'd be the easiest. And
the oil of oregano.
The oil and the juice, those two.
The oil. It's called Oreganol P73.
I'm not prescribing it. I'm telling you. You got to have it for your immune system. That's all.
And now they give me 2 different eye drops to put it on. I keep on putting it on.
Well, then they're going to give you steroids, and if there's an infection, the steroids are going to make it worse.
So, I don't know what medications those medications were prescriptions, right?
Yes.
All right.
You have to check to see if there's any steroid in there. It would be not a good idea in this situation.
Would you tell me?
Yeah, what's the names?
Prolensa 1.
Okay.
Prolensa. What's the other one?
The other one is...
We're not going to be able to prescribe you.
No, you can't.
Resolve.
What is it?
Resolve.
Okay, so here's the deal. Your doctor prescribed those.
Yes.
You never stop taking a medication, and you never start taking a medication until and when you speak with your physician. Now, if those medications are, I don't know what their intention is and what he has in, or he or she has in mind to do.
One of them is definitely a non-steroidal, and the point is, if you have an infection, you can look at the label claim. Those types of drugs make the infection get deeper. That's why you got to work with your doctor and try something natural that won't do that.
So if you want to sort this back out again, which you can do, the shows are archived on our website, the audio and the video, Lisa. You can go back and listen. Dr. Ingram, thank you so much. We'll come back. We'll see you at the top of the hour. Are you tired of being tired? benefits as Floradix, but without gluten or yeast. Reclaim your energy with Floradix and FloraVital, available at your local health food store. For more information, visit florahealth.com/Floradix. florahealth.com/Floradix.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
The preceding was a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The Rays play on Tampa Bay Sports Radio, WDAE.
To the wall, let's go!
Catch every pitch of Rays baseball in Pinellas and Hillsborough on 95.3 FM and all over Tampa Bay on 620 AM. Rays up.
All the good stuff. Yeah. Rufio keeps you on top of pop culture.
So, despite saying that his threat to fight Tom Cruise in a UFC fight was a joke, Justin Bieber has apparently said that he will fight Tom Cruise in a secret phone call. Last week, Ari Emanuel, the co-CEO of the William Morris Endeavor agency that owns the UFC, reportedly called Bieber's manager and then conferenced in Cruise's manager, and she confirmed that Cruise was 100% in. Bieber's manager said that he would definitely fight Tom Cruise, and the biggest fight in UFC history could be on its way. I still got my money on Tom Cruise.
All right, and that's what's poppin'.
I'm Rufio on iHeartRadio.
1250 wins, WHNZ, Tampa Bay. Available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Trump administration officials are defending additional economic sanctions on Iran that are expected to be announced today.
The president wants Iran to come to the table. He wants to negotiate with Iran. He doesn't want war.
White House advisor Kellyanne Conway.
He also said there's more sanctions coming. Obviously, these have been effective, and will continue. But the rest is up to Iran.
But Tehran says new sanctions will have no impact. Days after President Trump changed his mind about a U.S. military strike to retaliate for a downed spy drone, he says other countries should protect their own oil shipments in the Persian Gulf. He says the U.S. is now the largest energy producer in the world and doesn't need to be in the region. The Supreme Court says the president's steel tariffs can remain in place. Justices have refused to hear a challenge by an industry group claiming a key part of the law he used to impose the duties violates the Constitution. The High Court has also agreed to decide whether the federal government must pay insurers $12 billion under an Obamacare program that encouraged them to provide coverage for people who didn't have it before. There's a heartbreaking case from the UK involving a mentally disabled woman who's pregnant.
A British judge has ordered an abortion for the woman who reportedly has the mental capacity of a 6 to 9-year-old child. The woman, her mother, and a social worker oppose termination, and anti-abortion organizations are calling the case horrendous. But the judge ruled the woman lacks the capacity to care for a baby and decided she would be more traumatized by bearing it and having it taken away from her. Police are investigating just how she got pregnant. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
A third body's been found in the rubble of a burned-out mobile home in Santa Maria, California. It brings the total number dead to 5 after a shooting and fire that police say began with an argument between three men at a golf course. It's a deal made in casino land. El Dorado Resorts has agreed to buy Caesars for $8.5 billion. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Caesars has had debts left over from way back when in 2008 when a private equity company borrowed money to purchase it. And this could actually be Caesars' way out onto a more stable footing.
On Wall Street, the Dow's up 44. It's so hot in Paris. Charity groups are handing out water on the streets.
We're going to the Arc de Triomphe, but maybe we'll have to stop 4 times because it's too hot. Me, I live in Zambia now, and I can say it's cooler in Zambia than it is in France.
French meteorologists expect temperatures of up to 104 all week. They blame hot winds blowing in from the Sahara Desert. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
Did you know that the IRS is getting more aggressive these days? They're using private agencies to track you down. Don't wait. If you owe more than $10,000, take advantage of the Fresh Start Initiative, a program in place that can help you now. You can save thousands and possibly have your taxes forgiven. There's help for those of you who owe $10,000 or more, but it's important that you take action before these programs change. Call the tax experts at Oxford Tax Partners for a free consultation now at 800-575-1919. That's 800-575-1919.
All the good stuff. Yeah. Rufio keeps you on top of pop culture.
So if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, or you've seen it 3 times like myself, it's getting re-released with new footage. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige said, if you stay and watch the movie, after the credits, there'll be a deleted scene, a little tribute, and a few surprises. The re-release will hit theaters next weekend. It's unclear how many screens it'll play on and how long the re-release will be in theaters. Endgame has made $2.74 billion to date, while Avatar, also released into theaters multiple times, made $2.8 billion, which is the most ever.
All right. And that's what's poppin'.
I'm Rufio on iHeartRadio.
From the 1250 WHNZ Florida Central Credit Union Home Loans Traffic Center.
Northbound on 275 from Kennedy to West Shore. Westbound I-4 is very slow from the Selman connector into 275. Still have Highway 17 blocked southbound approaching Ernest Smith Boulevard because of a serious accident being investigated. And there's wreck on Tyrone Boulevard east of 38th Avenue North. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Edward Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Credit Karma. Get your truly free credit scores and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma today. Download the Credit Karma app now. Credit Karma. Here's to progress.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Let's Talk Nutrition, LLC. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress
relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today, starting off your week with LTN. We're happy that we can be here with you. Thank you for inviting us to spend some time with you or allowing us to come into your neck of the broadcast woods or viewing video woods for all that matter, because we do stream the show, and so people will watch as well, which is all good. Any way we can connect with you and get you educated about what's going on, evidence-based show, so we're looking for the data. Always got to show us the data, whatever type of data that may be, clinical trials, whatever. We're looking. And it's fine to have opinions, and that's okay. Attitudes about things, beliefs, it's all good. I understand that. But at some point in time, you have to look for evidence to support some assertion that a particular therapy, whether it's nutritionally related or otherwise, is doing X, Y, or Z with what effect. Just because somebody said so is not enough for me. I need to be persuaded and convinced. Brian Aliciano will be our guest in this portion of the show. Before we get to Brian, there's some things that I thought I would bring to your attention, given that we have, you are a listener to, or viewer of the show, but you're also a consumer. Before I report on these two studies that I think are of relevance to you, Gary's going to tell you how you need to... were you going somewhere?
Yeah, I have to go into the control room real quick.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and take care of what you got to take care of.
Don't forget, they can call us at 877-897-8255. You can also join us on Facebook and share us with your friends at Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko at letstalknutrition.com. And you can also find our videos on YouTube. We got 66,000 views, over 1,200 videos up now, and they're up there by name and title and playlist. So we keep on adding to it, and I keep on adding different playlists. So if you're looking for a different sponsor, it's up there by playlist now.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Now you can come in and yell at me.
No, don't you yell at her.
No, I'm just kidding. I just assume if he has to come into the control room, it's something I did wrong.
Nobody's going to yell at you.
I'm just kidding.
I promise you. Gary would be the last person to do that. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a great weekend. It was a beautiful weekend.
Yeah? What did you do? What was so great?
Really not too much, and that was kind of nice. I did go out to my favorite place in Lakeland, Circle B Bar Reserve. It's just this huge natural reserve, and I saw a bunch of animals and alligators, but that's really about the only time I left the house.
Oh, listen, if you want to do that, just drive by Gary's house.
Oh, okay. I'll just go visit Gary from now on.
You got snakes, and you got, farm animals and all sorts of critters roaming around his property.
Good old Dade City.
Exactly. Good old Dade City. All right. On a serious note, the Center for Environmental Health in California filed a disturbing report. It may affect many people listening and watching the show. They found high levels of arsenic in 2 brands of bottled water sold at Whole Foods, Target, and Walmart. That's why I say it could be related to many people listening and watching this show. This nonprofit group found that brands Penafil, owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper, and Starkey, owned by Whole Foods, contain levels of arsenic that are higher than tap water and violate California guidelines. That was reported in USA Today, by the way. High levels of arsenic are problematic because they can cause reproductive damage. They've been correlated with cancer, and the products that they identified violate recommended state levels of arsenic. And these products have to carry a warning label. And California Is it 16? Katie, check my work. Is it Proposition 16? Where, I mean, it's driving companies crazy, but it's supposedly benefits the consumer, where they have to be very disclosive about.
You're right. Yep.
Prop 16?
Yep.
Yeah, that. It's intended to prevent these kinds of things from happening, but they still happen nevertheless. Earlier this year, Consumer Reports reported findings that the same brands that I identified of bottled water contain nearly double the federal limit of arsenic in water. Interestingly, at least at this point, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has not issued a recall on either brand of bottled water. Whole Foods and Keurig Dr. Pepper did not respond to the request for comment when USA Today approached them for comment. They chose not to say anything. In communication, no message is a message. So you would think about this for a second. You go into a store, any one of those three, Whole Foods, Target, or Walmart, and you want to buy some water. That's seemingly a benign event. What could go wrong here? And you go and you see, and usually they have these cases on sale. You can get a case of 24, and they'll have a promo, even buy one, get one case free. I saw that one day in a grocery store for a name brand. And people buy the water, and they think it's just water. They read the label, and the ingredients, water. Maybe it was filtered. Maybe it's some filtering, reverse osmosis or something. You think everything's just fine. Turns out, maybe not so much. So that's why I keep reporting on food safety issues. You know, it is just remarkable how things can go wrong. And if you don't stay on top of it, and that's why the federal government and these agencies, these nonprofit agencies, Environmental Working Group, the Center for Environmental Health in California, and others, it's great to have those organizations around to keep these companies in check. How is that arsenic getting in water? I wish these companies would respond. I wish those brands would respond and let the consumer know. Was it a mistake? Is there something wrong in the processing of the water? What? Let the consumer know. You know, that I guess they're thinking if we don't say anything, it'll just go away and it doesn't hurt the brand. I just think that's the wrong way to approach it. That's just me. Yet another story that's trending. A new study reveals that we're still eating too much processed meat. I'm going to tell you what we mean by processed meat here. And not enough fish, they said in this study. Well, you know my take on fish. But nevertheless, Americans are eating as much processed meat currently as they did 20 years ago. So all these educational efforts to inform, efforts to make people aware that eating processed meat is not, a lot of it is not good for you. That's the bad news from this new research on dietary data, which also found 1/4 of U.S. adults eat more than a recommended amount of unprocessed meat, and less than 15% eat recommended amounts of fish, which I don't think is necessarily a bad idea, given how contaminated the fish are. Now, I'm going to get, people are going to be mad at me for saying that. They say, well, you're telling people not to eat fish. I'm telling people to be careful about what fish they eat and to check.
Yeah, one of the questions on Facebook when I posted that is there any recommendations for fish?
I can tell you what I would do. I don't eat farm-raised fish.
Okay.
Secondly, I eat small fish. Anchovies, sardines, lower down on the food chain. The bigger the fish, the more fat, the more muscle, the more they retain the toxins. Salmon, tuna, and those bigger fish, eating those 3 or 4 times a week? Not me. Ridgecrest Herbal's original Clear Lung supplement has been the #1 selling natural product for lung health since 1998.
Combination of melatonin, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which works in harmony with your body's natural sleep hormones. Tranquil Sleep can help you fall asleep, stay asleep, sleep sounder, and wake up refreshed, all without feeling drowsy in the morning. The key benefit comes from increasing the time spent in the deeper stages of sleep. It's only in these deeper levels of sleep that we truly experience the rejuvenation, regeneration, and recuperation that sleep provides. Even if you think you get a good night's sleep, give Tranquil Sleep a try. You might be surprised with how much better you've slept by waking up with more energy and enthusiasm to start your day. Learn more at naturalfactors.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garka, host of the nationally syndicated, globally streamed health talk show, Let's Talk Nutrition. Way too often, dietary supplements cost way too much. Not so at Vitamin Discount Center. Here's why. BDC sells leading national brands up to 50% off MSRP every day. Competitors' prices are matched for identical products with proof of price. Military personnel and first responders get an additional 10% off on already discounted prices. BDC even offers case discounts. Then get connected with BDC's VIP mobile text program for additional savings and customer rewards throughout the month. For a store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com or call 813-542-5750. That's 813-542-5750. Vitamin Discount Center. For life
Celsius is a
or
fitness
less.
drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only two ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Those luncheon meats, those processed meats that I was referring to in this study would include luncheon meats, sausage, hot dogs, ham, and bacon. This study showed people are eating more chicken than they are red meat. Poultry consumption rose 256 grams per week from that amount to 303 grams per week. Well, you would think that that's good news, right? It just depends on how those chickens were raised. Were they raised in some CAFO, some concentrated feeding animal operation, where the chickens never see the light of day? They inject them with antibiotics, hormones, and whatnot. They're so big. They're so the breast on them so big, and these animals can't even walk, and they're kept in the dark to keep them docile. So is that the chicken that you're eating? Okay, good luck with that. Brian Aliciano is my guest, and Brian does not sell chickens. He does not sell water that has arsenic in it. He works for a company that makes and sells Celsius. Brian, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Where are you today?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you?
I'm in Winter Garden, Florida.
Oh, you're at home. You're not on TV today. Why?
I am home. I just got back. I spent all weekend in New Orleans at a Smoothie King franchise convention.
How smooth was it, brother?
It was really smooth. Our booth, our Celsius booth stole the show. We'll just say that.
Let me understand. There was a convention, Smoothie King convention in New Orleans.
Yes, there's 936 Smoothie King franchises across the country.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. It's an alarming number, right? It's pretty crazy, just for a smoothie outlet. And they all get together every 18 months and talk about the direction that they want their business to go and try to obviously sell new franchisees. And in lieu of all that, they allow vendors to come in. They invite certain vendors to come in that they like, and they want to, kind of display their product and talk to franchisees and educate them. So we were invited, and we were able to do that, and had just a tremendous show. I mean,
well, wouldn't Celsius be a competitor for what they're selling in Smoothie King?
No. So they do. Obviously, their bread and butter is selling smoothies, obviously, but they have a cooler in all their locations where they sell sports nutrition beverages, water. Hopefully, not the water you spoke about earlier, but.
I can give you the brands. You want the brands again? I can give you the brands.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, what is it? I just looked it up, and it said it was the Mexican butter.
It was what?
Is what? I just looked it up on USA Today's website, and it was. Penafil?
Yeah, it's it's the nonprofit group. The Center for Environmental Health in California found that the brands Penafil, which is owned by Keurig, Dr. Pepper, and Starkey, which are owned by Whole Foods. You see how this all gets convoluted? It's really Whole Foods that owns them. Contain levels of arsenic that are higher than tap water. And they violate California guidelines. Prop 16 is very stringent, and it's supposed to prevent this from happening. So there's no arsenic in Celsius.
No, sir. Is there any other waters that were mentioned, or was that the only brand?
Those were the only brands, and they're sold in Target, Whole Foods, and Walmart. Now, you know darn well the odds, given the thousands of people who listen and watch this show every day, that there's probably more than a few that have purchased water with arsenic in it, given those stores. Whole Foods, Target, I've shopped in all three, and I do. I've purchased water in those places as well.
Right.
So, I'm just saying. Let me ask you something. Has there ever been any scandals associated with these RTDs, these ready-to-drink beverages that are out there with contamination? Have you come across that? You don't need to mention any competitor. I don't want you to do that necessarily. I'm not looking for you to throw somebody under the bus. But are these? I don't hear much about that. In fact, I don't remember reporting on any of these beverages. What's the class? What do you call it?
Yeah, I would just classify them under sports nutrition.
All right, I haven't heard of any ready-to-drink sports nutrition beverages with chemical arsenic and anything like that. Have I missed it, or is it out there?
No, I haven't either. And honestly, in my 15 years of experience in this industry, it really the only thing, the FDA allows kind of sports nutrition companies to do their thing because of the DSHEA Act that was passed back in 1994. And I encourage people that are wanting to take sports nutrition, take a look at that DSHEA Act. Basically what that says is that the government wanted sports nutrition companies to thrive because it's trying to help the healthy lifestyle and promote life, instead of these companies who are constantly in processed meats, getting you, just ripping you over the coals for just random garbage that they're allowing people to eat. So because of that act, they actually promote sports nutrition. So the only time that anything ever gets pulled off the shelf is if the FDA comes down and says if one particular ingredient that they don't like, then they'll pull it. But as far as a negative effect, I haven't heard anything like to this level, even just of water.
Yeah, I haven't. So at this Smoothie King convention in New Orleans, I used to live in New Orleans, what's the one thing that you learned that you didn't know when you went there?
I did not know that the amount of Smoothie King franchisees and how involved they are in their locations.
Mm-hmm.
Most franchisees,
Yeah, your signal, I don't know what's going on with your phone today, but you're drifting in and out. We need to correct that. We'll come back. We'll talk to Brian. We always love talking to him.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take
And welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Brian Aliciano is on the phone. Hopefully our connection's a little better because I don't like him drifting in and out. He was breaking up. Brian, welcome back. So you didn't realize there were that many Smoothie Kings. One of my producers, Katie, was telling me that she saw a Celsius beverages in the vending machine for, was it Goodwill?
Goodwill, yep.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that, Brian?
We're everywhere now. I tell my entire team that. I say,
Yeah, they the Goodwill, I think, in Wesley Chapel, which is over by our buddy who owns the fitness place.
That's exactly where I was.
Yeah, see?
There you are.
What fitness place does he
Wesley
own?
Chapel is a part of Tampa. It's up by where I live, New Tampa area. For those listening and watching across the country and around the world, to give you some geographical orientation. What was the most common question that you had at this little convention for Smoothie Kings? What were people asking you?
First of all, I was amazed by how busy our booth was from literally start to end.
Did they ask you questions?
They did. They were asking. Really, the question was the number of flavors. They want
the number of flavors.
Have them all. They want more.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with your phone today, man. Maybe it's us on our end, or I don't know. But we get the first few words and then you disappear in the ether.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe my internet connection may be bad over here.
Did you pay your bill?
Need to sell more Celsius to pay my bill.
What's your biggest? I gotta ask. What's your biggest seller right now?
Fuji apple pear.
Fuji apple pear. Fuji apple pear. I would listen. I'm a researcher. I know that name didn't just dropped out of the sky. I wonder if your company did some focus groups, come up with Fuji apple pear, tested that flavor in focus groups. I've been hired by companies to do that. That's not uncommon. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the right thing to do. It's what I would do, and that's what I recommend companies do. You want to test your product in some form or fashion. Fuji apple pear. So what does it taste? I don't know where the Fuji part is. I get the apple and the pear. What's the Fuji? What's that?
The Fuji is the Fuji apple. There's a bunch of different apples.
Okay, gotcha. I like apples and I like pears. Is it carbonated, non-carbonated, caffeine, no caffeine? What is it?
Carbonated.
It's carbonated with a little caffeine, yes?
Yes, it's the same exact formula as the rest of our original core line.
Okay. Hey, Katie, do you drink this? Have you ever drank it?
I have not, but I love Fuji apple drinks.
You do?
I have. I've had a juice.
We got to get her
on
it.
We got to get her on it. Well, if you come into the studio, you can bring her some.
I will.
She's part of the show now.
Until then, I'll just stop by Goodwill and pick some up.
No. You wait.
Okay.
Brian, you need to come visit us. I have no shame.
I'm trying to...
And bring some Fuji apple pear for Katie and whatever Gary needs.
I'm open. I'm always open to whatever they have.
I drink. You know what I drink? I drink that non-carbonated, natural. What do you use? Stevia. Is that what you put in it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I drink. I don't know what flavors those come in, but how's your family doing, brother?
Everybody's doing great.
Yeah, everybody's good. Okay. New Orleans is an interesting place. I lived there, and it had to be hot as Hades this time of year there.
It was. I don't know how you could live there. I
it makes Tampa. You complain about the humidity in Tampa. Go spend a weekend in New Orleans. You come back to Tampa, you'll think you're in Antarctica. It's the humidity there is stifling. Well, I'm glad you had a great success. Let me ask you, during the summertime, what would you recommend for people to drink that's real refreshing? Of all your beverages, are there some ones that seem to flourish during the summer?
The big summer flavor I'd recommend is kiwi guava.
Kiwi guava for summer. People like that during the summer?
Kiwi guava, peach mango, raspberry acai.
Yeah, see all those clever formulations that you guys have. That's what people are looking for. It's a legitimate energy drink, but you can also lose weight on it, according to the 4 clinical trials that you all have done. Yes.
Yes, 6 university studies.
6. How many now? 6. His phone. I don't know what's going on there.
It's like every.
There's like it's like you. It's okay. It's like you have us on the delay. Like you're afraid we're going to say something you don't want us to hear.
Keep muting you on accident.
It's the first time that's happened. So this is all the more reason why you need. I know it's hard to get over here. It's a bit of a drive for you, but we enjoy seeing you, man. We like to see you in studio. You're a favorite around here, brother.
We don't know if he's cut out or he just doesn't have a comment.
Wait, right, exactly. It's like, having a conversation. There's some people that I know. I had a colleague that I worked with for many years. You'd sit there and you'd talk to him and he would just stare at you. And what that technique, it was done by design. What that forces you to do is what? Keep talking.
Yeah, keep talking, yep.
Because you don't want dead air in that interperson. And he would just sit there and stare at you, and stare at you, and stare at you. Drives you crazy. 877. I've had girlfriends like that. 877-897-8255. They just stare at you and stare at you.
I have a question that came in, and one is the packages. Do they still sell the packages?
Yes, they do.
And what flavors do they have them in?
You know the little packets, the stick packs?
Maybe.
I don't know if he's there or not. He's gone altogether now.
Yeah, he's gone.
Made him mad. 877-897-8255. Listen, there are more energy drinks out there, what they're called RTDs, ready to drink, sports drinks, than I have since. Many of them they have chemicals in them. Given even the chemistry that I've taken, I can't even pronounce the names. Coloring agents, artificial flavorings. You got to you don't want to go down that road. Celsius is a great option. It's a good option. They do have caffeine. Now, do all of them have caffeine, or do they have some without caffeine?
They have some without caffeine.
Okay. So they offer that option. And you keep them chilled. I wouldn't recommend drinking them warm. I've cracked open one that was warm. I drank half of it. Put some ice in the other half. Keep them chilled. It's a great drink. It's a wonderful drink, and they have 6 clinical trials for it. Burn 100 calories with each can. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, that's a good idea.
Want to get at the core issue?
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Brian Aliciano was the guest for today. We were having issues with his connection, so he's gone.
And I made a mistake earlier.
And that is?
All Celsius has caffeine in it.
Okay. Now, they do have some of the Celsius products with stevia in it. They have carbonated, they have non-carbonated, all the different flavors. The 6 clinical trials for that product generally shows that a can will burn 100 calories. That's not bad, right? So if you have issues with caffeine and you need, cardiovascular issues, cardio-related issues, rather, you probably should talk to your doctor and taking caffeine. If you're, just wanted to give you fair warning that the product does contain caffeine. That's not a problem or an issue for me, but it is for some people, and we respect that. Okay, here's the health question of the day. I was reporting on that people are still eating too much processed meat. And here's the question. When I say processed meat, what is included in that category? Which of the following would be included in the category? A, luncheon meat. B, sausages. C, hot dogs. D, bacon. Or E, all of the above.
877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK.
I can't. I'm trying to sign the letter to Katie.
I know. Because it's that spontaneous. So let me ask you. You talk about luncheon meat. What about processed cheese, Doc?
Okay, I got to watch here because I like cheese, and sometimes I cheat. That's one of my cheat foods.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh,
I like cheese.
Okay.
So I have to watch my bias here. If you're trying to stay away from dairy, cheese is not a good idea. I could bring on a guest here by the time, and there's somebody I have in mind that could do a tutorial on cheese. By the time this person was done, you wouldn't go near a piece of cheese. Okay? On the other hand, as you well know, people in cultures have been eating cheese. Check Wikipedia or some source, Gary, for cheese in cultures in different countries, how long it's been around. Forever. And in France and Italy, they eat cheese like it's coming out of their ears. But again, they have food cultures they have rules, they have guidelines and principles. They know how much, what kind. We don't have, in our country, that doesn't exist.
Okay, the actual cheese-making process has been around 72,000 years.
Thank you very much.
And actually eating cheese has been around 10,000 years.
There you go. And can it contribute to heart disease? Probably. High in fat. Some people say that it promotes all other kinds of gastrointestinal issues and health issues. But I keep going back to France. They eat pastries, they drink wine, they eat cheese, they eat some meat, not a lot. It's when you go to, from what I understand, I have not been to France. I want to go to Paris, but they tell me that when you go into the restaurants, the portion of meat is small, like a deck of cards, size of a deck of cards. It's not here in our country. We order dinner, the piece of meat takes up the whole plate.
You must be reading my mind, because earlier, before we started, I went to and posted a regular, typical 45-year-old woman's diet from France on our Facebook page.
What is it?
Let me get to it real quick.
Here's the health question of the day. Which of the following is included as a processed meat? A, luncheon meats. B, sausage. C, hot dogs. D, bacon. Or E, all of the above. Let me just tell you, there are a lot of processed meats. There's a hint. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK, speed dial me. What's a typical French woman's diet?
And this is from French Women Don't Get Fat.
Okay.
That's the website. Monday, breakfast, yogurt, half a grapefruit, a piece of buttered whole wheat toast, a piece, and then espresso. Lunch, steamed veggies, and a can of sardines, followed by an apple.
I'll eat that.
Roasted chicken with potatoes and carrots, and a pear for dessert.
That's dinner.
That's Monday.
That's Monday.
Tuesday, buttered toast with an egg, a couple of prunes, and an espresso. Squash soup with focaccia bread and a piece of cheese, followed by half a banana.
Okay, and what for dinner?
Salmon, leeks and carrots, and a glass of red wine, then rice pudding for dessert.
See, do you hear that? You listening to this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, Wednesday, oatmeal with blueberries, a slice. Now, it's a slice of buttered toast. Lunch, greens with leftover chicken from Monday night and a kiwi fruit.
Okay.
Dinner, takeout sushi and sashimi and ice cream for dessert.
Okay.
Oh, and then Thursday? Okay. Is it?
Yes. Friday. You're at Friday now.
Okay. We're on Friday. Ricotta with drizzle of honey, a slice.
Ricotta cheese.
Oh, look at it. Just killed
Fancy.
I know. A slice of butter. A slice. Now, this is what I thought was kind of interesting. She's always specific. It's just a slice of buttered toast.
Buttered
and
toast.
espresso. Mixed green salad for lunch with prosciutto and manchego cheese.
Prosciutto is an Italian processed meat, but go ahead.
Manchego cheese, followed by a pear.
Okay. Dinner?
They went to an Italian restaurant that week, and it was beet salad with nuts, PC, P-I-C-I, PC, with lamb ragu, and a glass of red wine for dessert. 3 bites of cassata.
Pesce, fish.
Pesce?
Yeah.
Okay, pesce with lamb. 3 bites of cassata?
Okay. I guess that no, with lamb they had lamb at the, okay. I don't know what that
lamb and ragu.
All right. So that's a French diet. I don't know what they ate on Sunday or Saturday, but whatever. You listen to that menu of foods, you notice it's not a ton of food.
No.
It's not. I keep saying that. It's how much and what kind. Small meals, small portions. I heard foods in there. Notice espresso every morning. Caffeine. I have espresso every morning. And then I'm done for the day. But that's a good way to. What's wrong with that diet? I would eat that.
I think it's interesting that she doesn't talk about she has coffee throughout the day or anything like that. She says she drinks.
I didn't hear any snacking.
4 to 6 glasses of water.
There you go. Dahlia? Hi, Dahlia. What's the answer?
I say it's all of the above.
It is all of the above. Man, I know people eat those left and right. Do that with great prudence. Your health is your wealth. Congratulations. We'll be back tomorrow. See ya.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing.